Good evening, YouTube. Bedote here. Well, good evening for me. Might not be where you are, but whatever. Bringing you my ninth black and white Wi-Fi battle. This is against Snuggy95. She contacted me on one of my videos, just wanted to battle. So I said, why not? So I lead off with, as you can see, a bunch of random crap. Such as Scissor, but he's not as much as crap as everybody else thinks because you will see it in this video. So she leads off with a Frostlass. I expected a switch because I know it is a lead Frostlass, but I expected a switch, so I went for Pursuit. So, brought it down to Focus Ash, not bad, whatever. And I brought in Porygon Z, thinking, Porygon Z is not affected by Destiny Bond, and guess what? He is. So yeah, that was interesting. So I just kind of switched for no apparent reason. So I switch out again, thinking she won't predict it. And I go back into my Scissors, just for a Bullet Punch. Take it out one shot. She uses Taunt, which is good. I don't know why she'd use it on a Porygon Z. I don't know what Porygon Z can get that doesn't have a Taunt. That can be affected by Taunt, but whatever. So I just Bullet Punch the crap out of the Frostlass. And that's Scissor's first kill of the match. Goes into Rotom. So I'm like, oh, I'll switch out. And I go into my Kingdra. As he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. Should have predicted that. Should have gone into like Raichu or something, but I wasn't thinking. And Kingdra gets burnt, and he withdraws his Rotom, which is alright with me because I just end up going for a Dragon Dance anyway. So I DD, Dragon Dance up, so I can maybe do some damage against the Spiritomb. And get hurt by some burn and whatnot. Go for a Waterfall, thinking stab, it's Dragon Dance, even though I am burned. Dude, it does like a quarter, and I'm like, ah, crap. And he tricks. I'm like, okay. He switched me an Iron Ball, which I was like, oh, really? And he gets a Life Orb. I'm like, really? Worst item ever. He Sucker Punches, which with the Life Orb kills me. So I'm like, good on you, Spiritomb. Way to take my stuff. So I go into Poliwrath, thinking, maybe I can scare it out, maybe I can get a bulk up, because there's nothing this thing can really do to me. And then I'm like, oh my god, because I completely forgot. Oh, it's next turn that I'm like, oh well. He Pain Split. I'm like, okay, why not? I'll bulk up again, because you can't use Sucker Punch on me. Can't really want to trick me, because I'm just going to get the same item. But it turns out he has Will-O-Wisp, and I didn't think of that, and I was like, oh my god. But it misses, so I'm like, oh my god, thank you. But he goes into his Azumarill. And I waterfalled because I was thinking, oh, Spiritomb will just stay in, why not? Try to Will-O-Wisp me again. But he goes into Azumarill, I do about a quarter of a life. And I'm just like, break. Goodbye, Azumarill. That thing could have been a pain due to its ability. But Poliwrath kills the Azumarill, so that's all good. And he goes into his Zelf. I'm thinking, am I faster? But guess what? No. Zelf takes me out with a Thunderbolt. Poliwrath goes down, and sad me, because Poliwrath is one of my new favorites. But I go into my Heracross. I'm like, no way on God's green earth are you going to be faster than me, Zelf. I am Choice Scarfed Heracross. And I am Mega Hornet. And Zelf gets to go back to its Pokeball, sad, because it couldn't do anything. Even though it killed Poliwrath, but just excuse my rambling, guys. So he goes into Togekiss. I'm like, no way am I taking an Air Slash to the face. So I go into Porygon Z. Get hurt by spikes, get my download boost, which is an attack, which kind of sucks, but he has Flamethrower. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. I decided to go to Discharge to be an idiot. Should have gone for the Ice Beam, probably would have done more. And he Body Slams. I'm like, okay. And he gets the Parahax. I'm like, oh my god, really? So that just made my day. So now Porygon Z is epically slower. He withdraws and goes into Spiritomb again. I'm like, okay, now let's see here. Will I get a Discharge or not? And I do, which is pretty cool. But it's not really going to do anything to the Spiritomb. Brings it down to half life, and he just Sucker Punches me and takes me out. It's a good play on their part. Because it's probably seen that I was Scarfed, or a Specs in some case. But I decided to go back into Scizor. And I go for a Bullet Punch, and I end up taking out the Spiritomb to a critical hit. Not really sure if that mattered, but oh well. And he goes into his Rotom. I'm like, why not? Let's see how much Bullet Punch will do. Even though he resists it, and I'm like, oh, that not good. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and I miss it, and it misses again, which probably mattered, because Scizor got to do a lot of stuff, which you'll get to see at the end of the match. I'm not going to ruin it, but... So I decided to go into my Lieutenant Surge as the Raichu, and he overheats, and misses, which probably mattered, because as you can see here in a minute, that overheat does a lot to Raichu. So I decided to go for the Volt Tackle, because it's stab and whatnot, probably the strongest move I have, and that does probably less than Bullet Punch. I'm like, oh my word. Then it finally dawns on me that this Rotom is defensive, like most Rotoms usually are. And so I'm like, crap. And he does overheat, and it does a lot. And so I'm decided I'm going to Focus Blast. Because Grass Knot won't do anything. I can't really remember what my hidden power is. I think it's fighting, so that probably won't do anything. I mean, I think it's ice. And I go for a Focus Blast, hit it, bring it down to about a little over half. And he just decides to overheat again and take me out. So that thing is at like -2 or 4 or some number that's going to make it ridiculously hard to kill me with another overheat. So I decided to go into my Scizor again. And this is where Scizor epically wins, everybody. Time to ruin it for you. So I just start superpowering the living crap out of the rest of her Pokemon. Bring down the Rotom. And bring it down some more. I lose some stuff. And miss with Will-O-Wisp again. So that definitely right there mattered. Especially because I just end up taking out the rest of her Pokemon with the Scizor and my superpower. So she brings in Togekiss. I use superpower once again, because I'm locked into it, because I'm Choice Band Scizor. And I bring it to probably quarter life, something like that. It's yellow, for all of you who care. So I just superpower again. I'm like, goodbye, Togekiss. It was nice to know you. And Togekiss goes bye-bye. So Togekiss goes down, and Rotom comes back in, and you can all know what's going to happen next. If you don't, you probably want to stop watching this video now. So I superpower, take out the Rotom. It's a good game. Go check out her channel. Her link will be in the description below. So yeah, as always guys, comment, rate, and subscribe. Hope to see you again next time, and peace out.